Yahoo everybody! Marina here! If you would like to experience shopping in Japan with a fashion stylist, please check the description box down below. So today we're gonna talk about bone structure types. Maybe you've heard about kibi body type or body shape theory, but this is a very unique system to Japan, a very unique system in Japan. So this is based on your bone frame, on your bone structure. So it doesn't matter your weight or your height. So let's start. Okay, so first let's start with the wavy type, wave in Japanese. So this is the most delicate body frame. So it means that your bone structure overall, it's very delicate. So thinking about celebrities, you could think about Taylor Swift, right? She's very petite, it's very, it doesn't matter your height, right? So it's not about height, it's about bone structure. So let's take a look. For example, usually wavy types, they have a longer, a slender neck. And also they have a very thin body structure, right? So thin bones overall, meaning they don't have very broad shoulders, right? They are usually more petite. Also, usually their collarbone is not very prominent, also shoulder blade. So the bone doesn't really stand out, right? So I'll pop up some photos of Taylor Swift where we can see that her bone doesn't really stand out, right? It's not really prominent. Also, another important thing about wavy types is that they have a low waistline. That's why they look very good in high-waisted jeans, for example. So because they don't have very prominent bones, their knees are also very small. And their feet also tend to be small and very thin. So because they have a very thin structure overall, layering items is very good for them. So especially soft fabrics, when they layer it, their body becomes more structured, so it looks more balanced overall. So moving on to the straight type, storeito in Japanese. So people in this category, they usually have shorter necks and they have a more muscular upper body. So that's the most important thing for straights, having a lot of muscular tone. So for example, if you gain weight easily, maybe you could be straight type. Because straight types, because they have a lot of muscular tone, it means that they gain weight easily, but they also gain muscle easily. So of course, this drawing is just an exaggeration of each type, just so we can see the difference. But usually straights, they have a more round figure overall. It's not about weight, as I mentioned before. So it's about how, because over their bones, they have a lot of muscles, right? So instead of the bones being prominent, the muscle is. So when you touch them, you can feel the muscles before you feel their bones. Therefore, their bones overall are not very prominent. So their collarbones, shoulder blade are not something that you feel right away. So similar to wavy types, straight types tend to also have small feet and small hands. So the main difference here is the muscle tone, right? So for straights, when you see their hands, it tends to be more fatty, right? Like you can feel the muscles instead of the bones. And for wavy types, because they have very thin bones, you can feel the bones first. As for straight types waistline, they tend to have a very regular waistline. So for wavy type, we have a very low waistline. For straight types, it's a more regular one. And for naturals, we have a very high waistline. So because straight types already have a lot of thickness, a lot of muscles in their body, they tend to look better in more simple and structured outfits instead of layering things. So when they layer, it tends to look too heavy for them. So it's better if they use structure items with more straight lines so that it makes their figure looks more balanced and stylish overall. So some celebrity examples could be Jennifer Lopez and Blake Lively. So lastly, we have the natural type, naturaru in Japanese. So people in this category, natural types, they have broad bones. So they have a broad shoulder, and because their bones are big overall, you can feel them right away. So everything is very prominent, like collarbone, shoulder blade. You can touch them as, like, it's the first thing you touch when you touch them. So because of that, they look very good in oversized clothes. So more relaxed silhouettes looks great on them because their structure is already very defined. So even if they wear something very oversized, it doesn't look like the clothes are wearing them. And because of that, a lot of runway models are in this category. Also, as I mentioned before, they tend to have a very high waistline, so they look great in low-waist jeans, for example. So people in the natural type, they are the opposite of wavy types, right? So they have very prominent bones and they are very big. So for example, their knees are very prominent. And they also tend to have broader feet. So if you think about their height, like even though they are not very tall, they have very big feet. Like for example, it's my case, so I'm not tall, but I have broad feet and I'm also a natural. So for example, also hands, you can see that their bones are very prominent. And also my shoulder blade, you can actually feel it right away. And because of that, usually natural types don't look good in very fitted clothes. So as I mentioned before, oversized looks great on them, but when they wear something very, very fitted, it looks like it's way too small for them, right? Like they are wearing kids' clothes or the wrong size. So for natural types, some celeb examples could be Hailey Bieber and Zendaya. But of course, this is just a general guideline. So for example, if you could be a wavy type leaning straight, so we would have to be careful with layering, but maybe a more structured outfit could look better on you. So it really depends on the person. That's why we need to analyze you. And there are also other things that we need to take into consideration, like face type and also the material for each clothes. So a lot of things, we need to analyze all the factors to find what's perfect for you. I hope you've enjoyed learning more about the Japanese bone structure system, because I think different from the Kibi body type or body shape theory, in this analysis, we can really analyze your frame. So it's not about your weight or height, because in those systems, like for example, pear shape, hourglass shape, like it really depends if you, like for example, if you gain weight, it could change. But in this system, it doesn't. So I feel like it's more reliable and it's easier for you to find the perfect outfit for you using this system. But of course, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!